NEWS.MC on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Philippe Boisbouvier. I'm the CEO of Marque de l'État de Monaco. I have the privilege to be from Monaco. I was born in Monaco probably around 60 years ago. I've been for my primary school in the École Saint-Charles, which is nearby. And then I've passed my baccalaureate here in Monaco. Then I went for studies in Aix-en-Provence after I decided to go work in a bank for 15 years. I've been working in the foreign department for 7 years and then joined the commercial part for 8 years before I left. And after that, I joined the government in the anti-money laundering service for a little more than 17 years. And from August 2019, I'm the CEO of the company called Marque de l'État de Monaco, and the commercial name is Monaco Brands. The company I'm the chief for 5 years was created by the government here in April 2012, and that was the step after the policy of protecting the brands Monaco and Monte Carlo. In fact, the government decided to protect the brands Monaco and Monte Carlo by registering those brands in the Principality, but also abroad. They noticed that because of the knowledge of the Principality, the image brought by the name of the Monaco, many people were using it without any authorization and without any revenue for the Principality, even if they were sometimes really far away from Monaco. The decision was taken to protect a little bit more than just the knowledge. The registration does cost a lot. The government decided to register in Monaco and then to register the brands in different countries, Europe, in the United States, and some other countries. That's the first way to protect, because you get some rights. And those rights, you can sell those rights or rent those rights through license agreement. The role of the company is to extend the registration of the brands, find some users that we approve, and we sign with them a license agreement. And of course, they're going to pay royalties on their activity. The second part is to protect. The first one was to register and to validate the brands. Then it's to protect. So we are continuing to register the brands in some other countries and then find other authorized users. But we are going sometimes to a fight, because some people are registering the brands Monaco or Monte Carlo without any authorization, without asking us. We have some alerts. Every week we have a check with our lawyers, and we decide what we are going to conduct as dispute with the applicant of the brand. So sometimes it's a commercial approach, sometimes it's a friendly approach, but sometimes we have to go to the court, and that costs a lot, and we are using the royalties to finance those actions. We own different kinds of brands. The main brands are Monaco and Monte Carlo. If we want to define a figure concerning the number of brands we have for Monaco and Monte Carlo, we have to count the name of Monaco with each territory, because every time it's a new brand. We are over 100. Then we have specific brands that we own for the states of Monaco, for different services of the administration here. And then we have other brands. We are specific brands for some actors. For example, on a brand Monaco, you won't have the exclusivity. It's a non-exclusive contract, so that you will find someone else using Monaco. The goal we have is to find actors with high quality products because of the image. The rights of Monaco Brands started when the government decided to register the brands in 2010. The portfolio of brands was given to Monaco Brands in 2012. But before that, different actors registered the brands. You've mentioned Automobile Club. We can talk about Yacht Club, other companies who registered the brands before us. As soon as you register, you have the rights from the registration. Of course, the first one is the first who gets the rights. But we have some contacts with Automobile Club, with Yacht Club and other companies to avoid, of course, any fight and to be partners. Concerning the dispute, it all depends with whom we are in dispute. If it's a monégasque company, of course, we will refer to the court here, to the Palais de Justice. We don't have any higher right than another company, so it's the judge who will decide exactly what is going to decide, consider that we have the rights or the other company have the rights. That's one point. When we sign a contract as a state company, because our shareholder is the state of Monaco, we impose that our contract are submitted to the Monégasque law. But if we are having a dispute concerning the registration of a brand outside Monaco, for example, in France, in Europe, in the Netherlands, we will have to go to the court where the brand was registered. We are submitted to the right of the place where the brand is registered. And we are having some disputes sometimes. It takes a long time. It costs a lot, but most of the time we win. To give you an average, using Monaco as a brand, it's about 5 to 7 new brands every week. For Monte Carlo, it's a bit less. The average is around 3. Some weeks we have known, and some other weeks we've got 6, 7. It all depends. But the average is around 3 for Monte Carlo and around 7 for Monaco every week. And there's no holidays for that. We have partners. That means that they collect all the information from the different offices where you can register the brands. So they collect all those information and then they give all those information to us every week. We study it, and then at the end of the week, we decide what we are going to do. Either conducting a fight, either trying to contact them, asking them to cancel their registration, or sometimes, because we don't have rights in all the countries, we just say we can't do nothing, and that's a shame. But it's so difficult to register the brands all over the world, so expensive. A priori, there's no risk of having someone using Monaco. We consider that there's so little risk in some countries. The cost is so high that there's no sense. And that's the first point. And in some other countries, the legislation there, being in the country, using it for years, so sometimes we are not there. We have some different actors here in Monaco. They are making some caps, some sweatshirts. Others are making some vermouth. And that's for us important that those actors are from the Principality. It's the image of the Principality that actors can bring something, make a new product from the Principality. And coming back to the vermouth, they are mixing some wine and some elements from the roses, the petals of roses, from the garden here from Monaco. So it's something really special, but from Monaco, and that's one of the success I'm proud of. The image that is brought by the name Monaco, by the name Monte Carlo. I don't know how many people over the world knows Monaco. When you see the word Monaco, that's the Principality. Every article, every service which is linked with Monaco, it's a sort of ambassador of the Principality. So that's the reason why we are taking care about the quality of the goods that are authorized to use Monaco as a brand. But of course, in the idea of the people who's going to buy the product, with the mention Monaco, they think that that's a good product. The value that it adds with the link between your article and the name Monaco. Every consumer will consider that it's valuable. And then you probably will be able to fix a higher price than an article, the same article without the brand. I hope that everyone knows Monaco and that everyone comes to see us. There is no legal mention in the legislation here that imposes to someone else to come to us. You can create a company here in Monaco, you can register a brand, there is no obligation to come to see us. But as I said, we are making a survey, and as soon as the brand is registered and published on the Journal de Monaco, I will be, of course, like everyone, informed. And then I will contact the company to say, what are you going to do with your brand? There is a mention Monaco. I want to discuss with you on which territory you're going to sell your products, and can we have a discussion? We bring also to the company a survey and sometimes an help to make some disputes if it's a need, because it's useful for Monaco Brands, but also to the licensee. The registration of a brand, it's also difficult because you have to define which kind of product you want to sell, on which kind of product you want to put your brand. They are called classes. You've got 34 classes for products and 11 classes for services. We have small taxes to register brands because it's not so expensive, but in other countries like the Middle East, each class costs a huge amount. So that's the reason why Monaco Brands that doesn't get the rights in every country. But then you're talking about the fraud, someone who's making the copies. That's one of the problems we face. To fight this point, we sign an agreement with the customs. And the customs, they know which right we have, and they can compare the documents of transportation versus our rights. They can share with us pictures of the products, and sometimes they just retain the goods to let us study where it comes from, where it's going. We had experiences of this kind in the Nice airport, but we also had an experience from someone who was creating articles in Menton and sending it to Nice. We are making a control, and that's a good effect for the licensees because they are not in capacity to do this job. They are running their business, but we are helping them without any other goal than protect them. So they register the brands and they receive any claim from different actors. For example, someone is registering the name Monaco through ENPI. I'm going to address a letter to the ENPI saying there is a problem there because I have the rights. I want to argue and to make a dispute. And they are going to decide who has the rights and who's going to keep the brand or not. If I just want to go for a dispute, I just have to go to the court within the office. It all depends on the country because you've got some judge in the office in some countries. Either it's directly the court. For example, here in Monaco, you just go to the Palais de Justice immediately. But protection, it's not only disputes. So we have contacts with agents. We sign an agent agreement, and we have an agent for Europe. We've got an agent for the United States. We've got an agent for the Central America and South America. We've got different agents for the Middle East, and we've got one for part of Asia. Well, the future of Monaco Brands, I guess, it's to continue what we are doing. It's hard work. Every day we restart from the beginning because it's new files, new actors that want to use Monaco without any authorization. So we have to restart all the time the same work. That's concerning the survey, probably the action against actors. But on another part, I've got two ways where I think it's useful to go. First one is to extend the contracts with Monegasque actors because as we are strong in our country, we will be able to be strong abroad. What I expect is that all the actors of the Principality will accept to discuss with us and to find a way to be partners. Once again, we've got some rights, but we have to use them. If there are actors from the Principality that are able to go to those territories, that's perfect. It will be the use of Monaco by a Monaco actor outside. If there is no actors able to go to different countries, I will try to find actors from the country able to propose high-level quality products and to pay royalties to Monaco Brands. We need some agents on the field. And of course, we have some lawyers and they have correspondents everywhere. So we are aware about what's going in different countries, which is the legislation in a country, what we can do. Registering a brand Monaco or not, because in some countries it's not possible to register a geographical name. I'm looking for a new person in the future. I wasn't thinking about the future of the Principality the way it is today. When I was a kid, it was the period where the Fontvieille was created. We've been seeing this space without any building for years. I didn't even expect how it would expand, how the Principality has changed. Thanks to the Prince Rainier, and his son, the Prince Albert, for managing the Principality so well. Even if there are so many changes, some elements that we, on the first aspect, sometimes shocked, it goes to be integrated to the Principality, and we are still in a marvelous place. And that's also probably one of the reasons why so many people want to use Monaco as a brand. The future of the Principality, I guess that we are impacted from abroad. I have no idea of what's going to happen in Europe concerning the conflicts, and I'm not just talking about the conflicts on the east part of Europe. It might be some internal conflicts in some countries, so that can impact the economy of the Principality. But if we are talking the Principality itself, we do have to adapt ourselves to the rest of the world. We have been able to do it for years, for decades, and I'm pretty sure that we will manage that. I'm pretty sure that we will find some people who will be able to initiate the launching of the Principality on those roads. We have faced some really big problems in the fight. Most of the time, the Principality was better after, because we've got some talents here in Monaco. So I'm pretty sure that talents from Monaco, talents who comes from Monaco, it's a good mix. I hope that I'm not wrong and that we will continue to be a marvelous country. Our voice is not all the time heard. That's what I think. I don't know if it's shared by others, but we're only 2 kilometers square on the world. Is so small. Are we able to be a voice heard everywhere? On some field, I am sure. On others, we are so small that the economy is so light compared to other countries. Are we able to change something? I'm pretty sure we have some ideas. We can have some success. Are we going to be equal as a big country or big European country? Probably not. But we have opportunities here.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching NEWS.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, NEWS.MC and MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.